is very hard to do a good horror anime. You can have a book collection or series that's based off a manga that's really good, but when it gets translated to anime, it's just completely terrible. Translated, I mean adapted. Pfft, silly me. And it comes off not that good. You have the most creepiest designs and the execution. The anime just doesn't understand the atmosphere of the manga. Majority of the times, it can fail, and sometimes it can still be good, but still fail as a good horror or thriller kind of anime. When They Cry was a good horror thriller when it came out. Shiki was a good horror thriller. Angels of Death wasn't so much. Hell, even School Days, one of my most favorite Japanese zombie stories of all time, School Days. And it looks very moe moe, but it completely shatters around the reality of what's really going on. And the one that recently came out sometime before was Morguru-chan. Morguru-chan came out because some friends were hyping up around me. I've never read the manga, and I watched it. And I enjoyed the designs of the spirits, but the anime itself felt very redundant and repetitive. And I realized that one of my friends that love recommending me certain stories, they're very obsessed with certain stories that have this sort of repetitivity about it. Like the main characters in this situation where it's the same thing keeps happening, or something like that. It's repetitive. And the thing I'm trying to say is when I was watching Morguru-chan, it was her, she was able to see ghosts out of nowhere. And no one else can around her, only a select few. But she never tells anyone about the spirits, let alone pay attention to them because she's so scared. It was entertaining at first, and some of the side plots are interesting, but it got so redundant and stupid. I mean, she even was around people who could also see spirits, and she still did not want to say anything about it. To the point where it might have got herself in danger. She kept getting situations where she was saved all the time. And she was even around people who knew how to exercise these spirits. She still wished not to say anything. And it kind of ticked me off. I'm like, oh, okay, this is getting boring. I went to go read the books, and the books had a better atmosphere about it. In fact, the anime is kind of different from the books, where the anime added in a lot of ecchi scenes which were never in the books. Like, the books are nowhere near ecchi, not whatsoever, with any of the characters. But the anime is being animated by Studio Passion, so you already know what they were on about. You know what Studio Passion's about. They etchify anything. So it got the Onimai treatment, you would say. Now, I'm saying this because, despite this was the latest horror anime I've seen, and I was kind of disappointed but still entertained, one couldn't keep my expectations and still keep me entertained. And that's where Dark Gathering came along. I remember when Dark Gathering first came out, and I was reading it like, wow, this is good. The designs weren't grotesque like it was when it came to Morguru-chan, but they were creepy in their own way, where you can have cute characters still be around very terrifying sceneries and atmosphere. And Dark Gathering really had gathered the attention of people in the training in anime corner spots, which I'm happy about. Now, here's the story of Dark Gathering. Dark Gathering is about a girl named Yayoi. She is in elementary school, and she used to live a normal life until one day her and her family were targeted by attack by a very powerful spirit that kidnapped her mother and left her in a very damaged state. This damaged state caused her to have a certain abilities, like have these skulls for pupils within her eyes, where she can start to see spirits. And as time went on, she saw what happened to her mother, which was being held captive by this humongous spirit that looks like a fetus that's absorbing all the female spirits. So she vows to save her mother, but in order to do this, she needs to understand the basics of exorcising spirits, Japanese style. I have never seen such unique rituals of exorcising spirits ever in any anime. I've always seen the simple talisman, the hand signs, and the staffs, but I've never seen the rituals that Aoi pulls out. Like, some of the stuff she pulls out is crazy, how she captured these spirits, and she even messes up a bit it could cost her her life. So she has trained on herself with the obsession of rescuing her mother and taking vengeance against the spirit. However, it's really hard to keep collecting spirits fast enough, very powerful ones, and she has no spirit to attack her. However, there is a guy that her cousin is in love with named Keitaro. Keitaro is put on a curse where his nerves show up in his hand, and he had to get them carefully, like you can see his nerves in his hand, but he wears the gloves so people won't see it because it looks freaky as fuck. But these nerves, for some reason, there's a reason, spiritual pressure, causes and attracts very powerful spirits around him. So they set the little thing where they want him to be his tutor, but he had to help them capture powerful spirits. And then Keitaro, of course, is the typical scaredy cat kind of guy. But however, I like him being a scaredy cat kind of guy, but at the same time, he's the kind of scary kind of guy like Courage the Cowardly Dog. He is scared, but he is willing to do what it takes to protect those around him, despite how scared he is. Like Jacuzzi Splot from Bakuno and stuff. Yeah, they're terrified, but they'll do what they have to do in order to get things done, despite them being scared. Not just, oh, I'm scared, man. They just happily just saves the day by unforeseen circumstances like Scooby-Doo and shit. I never liked those kind of characters. Keitaro is a different kind of character, which I do enjoy about him. And the girl that's obsessed with him, so far a lot of people like her, for she doesn't have the yandere thing where she'll kill people in order to be with him, but she's more of an obsessed with him. A very unhealthy obsession where she has a GPS tracking on this dude. She has pictures in his room of this dude. The faces she makes. And they have this obsession. Something I've never seen before. Well, I probably have by around some people. But the obsession of fear is where people who like put themselves in dangerous spots that makes them be afraid all the time. And even though they're afraid, they love the thrill of being afraid. They always put themselves in those situations again and again and again. No matter how scared they are, they love being scared. That's why some people love horror movies. They love to be scared, they love to be terrified and stuff. It's just, it's a kink, you would say. It's a kink. But these two have that kink. Also have something else they share. The curse of the hand. You see, whatever happened in Keitaro's past also affected this girl as well. So now he's doing what he can to, break this curse by working with Yayoi, by collecting spirits. First half was very good, in my opinion, Animation wasn't all that, but it doesn't have to be because the setting and atmosphere was just as good. The concept of the ghosts were also good as well. And also, it didn't have this episodic theme to it where it was just too many random events by each episode, like the ghost of the week or anything like that. No, everything had a connection towards it and was working up toward a bigger goal of her collecting these souls in order to face the bigger threat towards the end. So I'm excited about that. And we get to see Keitaro manning up, being more bold, but yet still afraid, doing what he had to do to help out Ioi while also being the guardian. And it's a good thing. It's not repetitive, it's fresh, it's interesting. I enjoy it very much compared to Moku-chan, which it was a girl who kept putting herself in dangerous situations. Well, she more like she found herself in dangerous situations, but never does anything about it. Just stares, pretends she doesn't see anything. She keeps ignoring the problem over and over again until she just luckily gets out of the problem every single time, thinking that things will just work out if she just doesn't do anything, ignores it. Which in my opinion is a very, very bad message, in my opinion. You can't ignore a problem, because the problem will get bigger and bigger, and you can't expect things just to solve themselves with you being there. You're going to have to do something to get yourself out of the situation all the time. You can't ignore that giant elephant in the room. It's completely stupid. I'm sorry, I'm ripping to Madcrownxox. I'm still enjoying it, but the chapters where she is constantly just ignoring things, it just gets on my nerves. I'm sorry, okay? But Dark Gathering is totally different. It's like, let's not ignore a problem. Let's fix this problem. Okay, let's fix our lives and stuff. Despite the danger, we don't want to keep living in fear all the time. We will learn. You have this little girl kicking Marco-chan's butt on a daily basis. If I only was in Marco-chan's world, she would be having a ghost buffet, capturing all these evil spirits wherever she goes. She loves that kind of stuff. Well, not say love, she's obsessed in order to meet her end game. That's all I gotta say about that. So yeah, and it's listed for 25 episodes, so it will be continuing in the second core inside of the fall of 2023. So that's good as well. So does it get better? Oh yeah, it gets better. The question is, how will it execute the ending? Will it give us an anime original ending, or will it give us an open ending where it tell you to go read the books? Or they'll probably tease for season 2. Hey, who knows? All I gotta say, Dark Gathering is great. It has been in the top 10 on both Anime Trending and Anime Corner ever since it aired, and people enjoy it. A lot of people are very skeptical about this anime because it's based off of horror, and a lot of horror animes seem to fail. But this one did a very good execution that a lot of people were pleased with, and I am glad that they got that good reception. Now, the book covers are just as good, man. I love those book covers. They're just nice, and they're very simple, but yet good at the same time. It's just, simplicity is best, people. Sometimes, most of the times. But yeah, this is definitely a must-watch. So yeah, but have you seen Dark Gathering? Have you read Dark Gathering? What do you think about it? Or you're not so sure? Either way, let me know. Now, if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, hit that bell icon. This has been the Madcrownxox on Anime. Signing out.